What's up, Nine Media family? I appreciate you guys so much for being here. You see the thumbnail, I know you read the title, so I'm not gonna hold out on you guys. I want to give you guys my couple tips for shooting some better video with some of these cameras that we have. No matter what camera you have, you want these tips to kind of be able to apply to whatever you're shooting with. Because there's really no excuses, man. You really just get out there and create. And the fact that you're putting in the effort is going to make all the difference either way. But yeah, as far as getting better video, this isn't going to be your typical things that you might hear. I want to keep it a little bit different. You know, you got to have things be a little bit more interesting. It can't be the same all the time. I don't want to give the same exact tips that everyone else gives, like the typical things, invest in your camera, shoot in 4K and at 23 frames a second, or whatever, all that basic stuff. Some of this stuff may sound a little bit basic. It's going to be some of the things that help me start to make really much more appealing videos for myself, and that it may not be as intuitive for you to just immediately know if you're either just starting out, or it may just give you a different way to think if you're already out shooting. First thing for me would be to shoot with your grid on, shoot with your rule of thirds grid on, and it'll force you to think about your composition a lot more. A lot of people get in the habit, especially experienced, videographers and photographers. They, just go full manual and do everything by eye. And that's great after when you've been doing it for a bunch of years and whatnot, but when you're, still trying to find an eye and still trying to make things impressive. It can be easy to forget some things, to forget about composition, and you just start shooting and you start to trust, that eye that you have, and you're stuck in your style, and you no longer try new things, you no longer try new compositions and techniques. And so just shooting with your grid on forces that thought process to start seeing it. You're forced to think about composition. And so if you don't know what the rule of thirds are, even better for you to shoot with your grid on. Turn on that rule of thirds grid. Make sure you're not, baking it into your footage and shooting with your grid on the actual footage, if that's even possible. Hopefully that's not even possible on whatever you're shooting on. But yeah, shoot with the grid on. It forces you to kind of think a little bit more about composition, and then that composition is, usually comes out pretty cinematic. The number two, I would say, is to shoot in the appropriate frame rate for what you want the end result to be. So if you're unfamiliar with shooting in slow-mo, using in-camera transitions, or where things like fill in the screen as a transition, things like that, you want to think about those shots and as far in advance as you can. So I guess my second point, my second tip would be to plan as much as you can of a shot in advance. Try to think as much of it through all the way, and before you even turn on the camera, because the more you think about how you want it to look, the more you have a goal, and you start working towards something, then you fine tune to kind of make it perfect. But you want to, if you can, plan out as much of a shot as you can. That way you know what you're trying to do before you start doing it, whether you're going to have an in-camera transition, or if it's going to be a stable shot, or if you need to use a tripod for it, or what's going to be the best way to actually get this shot. Think about it in advance. And thirdly, as far as cinematic video, this is the one thing I wanted to add in there. Is something that I often forget to do. It helps immensely. Shoot the details, and also, damn, I just had it in my hand and I threw it away by saying shoot the details, because I didn't want to forget shoot the details. Using foreground and background, so using depth, using depth. Actually use as much depth as you can, as often as you can. In each shot that you set up, try to incorporate some depth. The more you do that, I think generally the more cinematic each shot is going to come out. So if you're planning your shots, you're planning the depth, planning to have depth, and you're thinking about composition, and you're thinking about that for each shot, and you're trying to plan each shot and how they go into the next, your filmmaking is going to be worlds different. absolutely worlds different in a good way. And I think you'll be pretty pleased with the results. So hopefully I didn't ramble on too much in this video, and hopefully you got something that you can use as well. Try it out though. Yeah, I mean, try shooting some stuff with a couple of the things that I've mentioned, and see how it goes for you. I feel like you'd be pretty pleased with with what you find. But I love you guys. If you've been watching for this long, I love you even more. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel and support our channel. Click our affiliate links down below to help support the channel and to keep us going. We would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for sticking around.